Okay, we're back with you for the second hour of our program, and
I ain't going to eat up your second hour. No.
No, that's okay. We need to clarify this mess, okay? We need to.
Ain't it funny though? Ain't it funny how it was almost a month with nothing on the page was kind of dead, and then almost like one of Dr. Sanjay's fungitating tumors, it just woke up.
Yeah, that's because they tried something else, and they tried to give me trouble with somebody else writing a letter that was full of lies, which I could very easily counter. And they thought that would produce a problem, and so they were being quiet, hoping that the bomb would explode, that had been attacked, and the attack was successful. But the problem that people don't understand is you have to be careful with your lies, because when you lie, you're always going to be caught. Lies always surface, and the truth comes up, and the truth will wipe out any attacks. So, what else with this Mujik was saying, Alhimik, whatever? What else were you saying?
What did we go over? Just that his daddy had, he said 20 treatments and then died a few months afterwards.
Okay.
And you already said he was pretty bad off before he even came, right?
It was declared that, just go home and you're going to die. So that's why the son looked for alternative, because he didn't want to accept the fact that he was going to die. And he would not have died if he had listened and followed our post-treatment guideline. So, and about the discussion about burning his father, they are trying to indicate that our laser is really dangerous, it causes burning. Okay, let me explain something. When somebody has a radiation treatment, ionizing radiation changes permanently and irreversibly changes the structure of the skin. So the absorption characteristic of the skin is forever ruined. The person never go back to normal. That's why he was absorbing more light and generating more heat than any other Caucasian individual. I'm saying Caucasian because Black Americans have no problem with this treatment, but people with heavy pigmentation in the skin, like people from Africa, I've had a patient from Nigeria that had never mixed with the white race, then they're so dark that the light is absorbed quite a bit by the skin, and they feel more discomfort.
Melanin is?
Right.
Well, it's melanoma, melanin, it kind of sounds...
Yeah, melanoma is an elevated amount of melanin, and it is malignant. But people have naturally too much melanin. The black is supposed to be protecting them from the strong sun, so they would get as much sunburn than a Caucasian. But still, it doesn't fully protect them from sunburn. But with this treatment, they do feel pain. But now, as far as burning, all it can produce, and the same is the case of his father, beside the discomfort, which he felt because, in addition to everything else, everything was damaged, including the nerves, so even the local anesthetic did nothing. And that's why he was feeling the heat. But all it did, it produced tiny blisters, superficial blister, very small, no deep at all, just a tiny superficial blister. That is not burning. The man is lying.
When my brother got his tattoo took off in South Carolina, he had a blister for a while, too.
Oh, well, those are pretty big blisters. Yeah, they do. Okay, but it's nothing, but that's a stronger laser, and that's why they have to be careful and they give it time to heal. But ours is not even that. It's a lot lower power than a tattoo laser. It's just ridiculous what he's saying, and he knows it. I don't know what his motives are right now to misrepresent the fact that how they happened, probably to excuse himself of the mistake they made that caused his father death. But anyway, what happened is... I don't
know nothing, but I don't really think it was a coincidence myself.
No, and see, well, I don't know what the reason, but the thing is, okay, that how can anybody bring together so many lies, not remembering that I have the records? I have all the evidence. I mean, I have the records of this person. He was a dead man when he came to me because he tried everything and they couldn't stop the cancer. It was actually getting worse. Okay, so he had 5 treatments, and then he had to come back for 3 more because he had so much all over his neck, all over, and the son kept showing me other sections that had nothing to do with what he told me on the phone. So he came back for 3 more treatments. And then he sent me pictures. He kept sending me pictures how the neck of his father was improving. It was actually showing obvious necrosis, which means dead tissue. Even an idiot would see the difference, that the whole area was drying up, was healing. And that's what I am saying. Even a doctor could see that. If an idiot can see it, certainly somebody in the medical establishment could see it. And I want to remind you, Alhimik, that I have all those pictures. And what happened?
Wasn't fungitating or nothing.
No, it was drying up really well. It was healing, because melanoma is a lot easier to. It's not. First of all, skin cancer doesn't have as many layers as a solid tumor. It's on the skin, and melanoma responds so well. It was healing wonderful, and I have the pictures. What happened? All of. What? Go ahead.
I was just going to say to me, I don't know nothing but kind of what it says to me, because I've seen the video with the man with the leg, and I've also listened to that Darian interview, and what it kind of says to me is it's a matter of whether you use the laser treatment as a first course of action or come after everything else has failed.
Well, that's another thing that I explained to the patient. I can kill the cancer no matter what, but I cannot erase the damage done by chemo. I cannot do that in radiation. I cannot change it. Any bad side effect that might show up sooner or later, they do. Some show up a lot later. I cannot eliminate those. I can only kill the cancer in place. But whatever damage was done before they had chemo, I cannot change it. Now, in his case, though, the situation is a lot worse. Because after he was home feeling better and doing, of course he's uncomfortable, the healing, but he was healing really well. And I was looking forward to have the progress over months to see how it got better and better. Then I got an email. Apparently somebody, I don't know if it was the son, it was the wife, I don't know who, talked the man into going to see an oncologist again.
Oh, boy.
And the oncologist, yeah. And the oncologist could not do anything but recognize that thing was healing. So what does he say to the patient? He puts him on more chemo to keep the cancer from spreading. Now, my question is, first of all, he could see that the cancer was dying, drying up, dying, without any hope of survival. He saw that. How can he think that it can spread? It's dead. Whatever he had, it was there. How can dead tissue, I said before, it's not a zombie. How can dead tissue spread? Zombies do not exist anyway. But if they
existed... He
existed...
admit that it's dead, though.
Right. He didn't, I don't know if he could avoid admitting it, but I don't know. He put him on chemo to stop it from spreading. At least that's what the son told me. And I have his email saying that the father had more chemo, and what happened? The cancer exploded again in other locations. Exploded, just like it did before as a response to chemo. And he said he wanted his father to come back and have more treatment from us. And I said, absolutely not. I refused because I said he went for chemo, and my advice and post-treatment guideline says you cannot have chemo after R3. He didn't have it. Well, when I said no to him, and I have all of his emails still, he was begging me to take his father back. And out of my stupidity, because I feel bad about people, I had him coming back. The time he came back was in the middle of all the problems we had from the stepped-up medical establishment problem, and we found out that the doctor that was working with me first came to me and said that the medical school he didn't tell me that he had set up a meeting with the head of the of the oncology department at the medical school in Little Rock to come and talk to me. Their excuse was that he will validate what I'm doing. But actually, what our doctor said was they will come in and I would have to give them everything, all the secret on what I do, and then they will let me stay open. And I said, no. Right. I said, absolutely not, and I will not have the meeting. Then the next thing I know is the doctor was trying to sell to a manufacturer of of medical equipment the information on our laser. Of course, he didn't have enough information, but just the fact that he tried that. And guess what? He tried in our conference room.
You said that on one of the videos, I believe.
Yeah.
Because I've heard that before. That 26-year struggle video.
Right. We got another break coming in, but it ties in with the situation of this guy. That's why I brought it up again.
Oh, wow,
so
okay.
We got another break, so we'll be back.
The Medical Conspiracy with Dr. Carpenter.